Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, January 7th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Well, hello, Friday. Man, it seems like we haven't done a Friday daily news brief in what seems like a month or so. Wow, I'm just looking here. It was way back on December 17th. All right, enough of that. We have some news to get to, so let's get into it, shall we? It's going to be snowing when you hear this. Make sure you hang out to hear George's take on it all as you begin your commute, which may be delayed. The Anne Arundel County Public Schools are canceled for today. Most city and county services will be running, but programs like the senior centers, libraries, and parks and recs will be on a 2-hour delay. If you don't need to go out, just chill and let the public works peeps handle their snow. And what is the deal with wiping out the grocery stores? I was at the Giant last night. It was only a couple of inches, people. The Donner Pass is nowhere near here. The Annapolis Police Department is shaking things up a bit. Chief Jackson announced yesterday 2 new promotions to senior staff. Captain Amy Miguez will be running the Criminal Operations Division, and Corporal Shomar Johnson will be the Community Outreach. They announced a bunch of promotions and said that last year they hired 10 new officers, but they didn't say how many either retired or resigned. Jackson also made some shifts in duties that did not go over too well with some of the rank and file, but that could be a good thing or not. Time will tell. And finally, they are actively hiring. Starting salary is $51,000 a year plus a lot of overtime. Go to annapolis.gov/jobs and apply. Now, I love doing this story annually, and I am a bit of a data nerd, and last year we had 2.4 million unique visitors to eyeonannapolis.net for a monthly average of just over 200,000 people. Podcast-wise, we now have 16,000 plus subscribers that are getting it pushed to their devices every day, and another 8,000 or so who listen some other way on a website, maybe Twitter or Facebook. Looking at the different stories that triggered people over 2021, unfortunately, violence topped the list of the most, quote, popular stories last year. But some other ones made the top 15 too. Closing market space on a semi-permanent basis for restaurant use. Big changes at the Annapolis Town Center. That's kind of odd. Canceled bus routes, followed by bus strikes. The shooting of the midshipman's mom at the Graduate Hotel. A guest opinion piece asking, where are the police? And the number 2 one really warms my heart with some sadness when we reported the death of our beloved Carlester Smith. And the top story of the year was a recent one. It was the suicide of a woman on Bell Drive that had hanged herself in a tree. Likely, it was stirred up by speculation and rumor. Anyhow, head to eyeonannapolis.net and check them all out. Links and all are right there with the story, which is pinned to the homepage. The Annapolis Maritime Museum and Park has some news. The good news is that they are gearing up for their annual winter lecture series that begins virtually next Thursday. They are always fascinating, and tickets are only $10, but if you become a member at the first mate or above level, it's free. And if you want to be impressed, I am a commander. No need to salute. To keep everybody safe, the museum currently is closed due to COVID, but their online store is open with a sale of up to 50% off on some great gift ideas. It runs through the 21st, and you can get all of that information as well as sign up for the virtual winter lecture series or become a member at amaritime.org. And while the museum is temporarily closed, the Heritage Learning Center is gearing to reopen. Now, the Heritage Learning Center is part of the ministry of the Heritage Baptist Church right there on Forest Drive, but it is non-denominational. A wonderful start to early learners ages 2 before they head off to kindergarten. They have been closed since the pandemic hit and made all sorts of improvements to the building and the classrooms, filtration systems, and everything else. They have just opened up applications. Yes, a 2-year-old does need to apply. What kind of crazy world are we living in? But they are now open for the 22-23 school year. To get you started, you want to head on over to heritagelearningcenter.org. And that's it for the news, but there's some podcast news for you. We've been busy lining up some local business spotlights. Now we just need to get out there and record them. So please keep the suggestions coming. We want to keep our bucket full. They are free, no cost to the business, and a lot of fun to do. All right, I'm done. As always, thank you for listening. And if you are somewhere where you can leave a rating or a review, please do. And make sure that you let your friends, family, and colleagues all know to follow us. It really does help. A quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, and Rehab to Perform. It is Friday, so I'm going to take this time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Other than that, we'll see you on Monday. Now hang tight. George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast and snowy weather report. All of that in just a bit.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, January 7th. Second snowstorm this week for the Annapolis region and all of Anne Arundel County, and this one has played out pretty much as expected with fairly solid snowfall between approximately 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., leaving a total of 2 to 4 inches across the region, so be safe if you must get out on area roadways this morning. Look for highs today around 35 degrees, and watch out for cold wind chills in the teens and 20s as winds gust over 30 miles per hour at times. More cold sunshine tomorrow with highs again in the 30s, followed by a one-day warm-up well into the 40s on Sunday, with some rain expected as well. But then it will turn cold again with highs in the 30s Monday and maybe only upper 20s to lower 30s for highs on Tuesday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And use our website at dcmdvaweather.info each day. And always be sure to download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
One of the most common questions we get: how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today at 410-599-1370 so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. With all the talk of energy resilience in the news recently, I'm surprised there's not more talk about solar plus batteries, especially since 1/3 of all of our new residential solar projects include a battery backup system that provides instant energy security and peace of mind. And with incentives in place for battery backup, this investment is now more affordable than ever. With financing rates as low as 0.99% and plans offering 18 months same as cash, it's now easier than ever to go solar with no money down. Financing creates an easy bill swap scenario where you replace your electric bill with a loan payment, allowing you to build equity in your own personal energy supply. Don't wait for your next power outage to act. Contact us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net to learn more about solar with battery backup. Don't wait another minute. Sunshine's are wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, Nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.